Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation. My presentation called Argentine Dreams in Paris. This work examines the documentary A Dream in Paris 2019, which explores in two cities, Paris and Buenos Aires, their relationships with tango. This approach makes it possible to search information from the film at the level of specific sense and to compare the tango in two cities. The global content analysis focuses on identifying key elements such as themes, action, people, place, and transcribing the audiovisual information into a textual language. An analysis of tango in Buenos Aires and tango in Paris is formulated and a preliminary examination of the documentary using the category of Bill Nichols, pioneer scholar in film studies. Bill Nichols is the first to apply modern film theory to the study of documentary. Nichols identified 6 modes of representation in documentaries. They are the expository, participatory, observational, performative, reflective, and poetic modalities. Un sueño en Paris, A Dream in Paris, tells the story of a group of Argentines who decide to open a tango house in the heart of Paris. In Bohemian times, in the 80s, a handful of friends living in Paris opened a tango club, without knowing or imagining that, from the small place, tango was spread through the world. The film follows the adventure of these entrepreneurs who fight against bureaucracy and the difficulties of life in a foreign city, in a foreign country, to achieve their dreams of bringing Argentine cultures to heart of France. His spiritual godfather was Julio Cortázar. The documentary is a cinema made on the basis of materials taken from reality. The organization and structure of image, sounds, and text according to the author's point of view determines the type of documentary, as I Rincon 20 and 50. Film documentaries use moving images, photographs, and interviews with experts and witnesses to tell a story and present perspective. Film narratives and the semiotic of the story are elements to take into account, such as the identification of the narrative elements of the film, such as character actions, events, conflicts, and their relationship with the general plot of the film. The analysis of the formal aspect of the film, such as cinematography, language, the use of music and sound, editing, lighting, framing. The identification of the themes and messages that are transmitted through the films and their relationship with the narrative and formal elements. The analysis of the narrative structure of the film, including the temporal structure to carry of information and the narrative rhythm. The evaluation of the cultural and social aspects that are reflected in the film, such as values, norms, belief, and ideology. Documentary question. Some questions may help to understand the idea of the documentary A Dream in Paris. What dreams did the Argentines have the tango house in Paris, the tango bar? Can a group of Argentines in exile recreate the tango? It is a story of Argentine exile in Europe. What united Argentine music in Paris with the French public? What relationship does the film trace between Paris and Buenos Aires? In the proposed analysis, the selection of the sequence as a unit has been ruled out since it can contain a large amount of information and make information readily relevant and difficult for the users. Proposal for a dream in Paris. About dreams. The dreams that Argentine singer had in Paris was to return to the country and end of the forced exile in Paris at the time of the military dictatorships and continue to be linked to Argentine culture. However, the meeting place, the tangeria, remained in permanent operation until 1994. Argentine singer from both, but also from other genres, had the chance to perform in front of a European public. That was another dream. Recreate the tango. The resurgence of tango in Paris was possible thanks to tangeria and its activity, which the documentary exposed. The film showed the interrelation of French Argentine that happens in a bar. A 13-year romance that began with Hamlet designs and the exposure of old photographs and the presence of the sepia filter is a good seasoning for the documentary that served to enhance the sense. Argentine musicians and French public. The film showed the tango synergy between Paris and Buenos Aires. Tango and Argentine music unite Argentine music in Paris with the French public. Without knowing much about music and lyrics, the French public connected with tango through lyrics that speak of sorrow, heartbreak,